So what if you had a personal blueprint for what they call digital freedom? Well, today we're diving into a guide that makes that exact promise. It lays out a step-by-step framework for creating, selling, and scaling a business completely online. Let's break it down.
Right out of the gate, the source material does not mess around. It opens with this incredibly bold statement: the gift that will make you rich. I mean, wow, that's a huge claim, right? So the first thing we've got to ask is, what on earth is this so-called gift?
And that really is the core question for us today. What is this blueprint, and how could it possibly deliver on a promise as big as making someone rich? Well, it turns out the answer isn't some big secret. It's a structure.
Yeah, according to this guide, it's not about finding some kind of magic trick or a lottery ticket. It's all about having a solid foundation. The entire blueprint is a really practical framework that's built on 3 core pillars. It's a methodical way to build a real business online.
And here they are: information, systems, and guidance. Now, at first glance, those might seem a little simple, you know? But this blueprint gives each one a very specific, very important job. So let's tackle them one by one.
Okay, it all starts right here with Pillar 1, information.
And the blueprint is super precise here. This isn't just about endlessly scrolling and consuming random facts. It defines information very specifically as knowledge that increases your chances of achieving a goal. In other words, it's all about being effective.
Just think about what that really means. It's about having the right strategic knowledge to sidestep all those common traps. It's the kind of information that helps you avoid those super expensive mistakes that cause so many new ventures to fail before they even get off the ground.
But look, having the right information, that's only the first piece of the puzzle. To actually act on that knowledge without burning out, the blueprint says you need Pillar 2, systems. And again, check out how direct and powerful this definition is. Systems that decrease the time required to achieve a result. So if information is about knowing what to do, systems are all about building an efficient engine to actually get it done.
This is that classic shift from just working hard to working smart. It's about creating processes that are repeatable, that are scalable, and that save your most valuable asset, your time. It's basically the difference between doing a task over and over by hand and building a machine that does it for you.
Okay, so you have the right information and you have efficient systems in place. But there's one final component that really pulls it all together, and that's Pillar 3, guidance.
The source defines this as having access to guidance that personalizes the path, and that key word right there, personalizes, that is everything. This is the part that turns a generic plan into your specific plan.
This really gets at a crucial point. The road to success is not a one-size-fits-all map. Guidance is the pillar that acts like a personal compass, helping you adapt the information and the systems to your unique situation, your goals, and your product.
All right, so we've looked at the 3 pillars on their own. Now let's put it all together and really see what this blueprint looks like as a whole.
When you lay it all out like this, it just clicks. You start with information, which is all about knowledge, to give yourself a higher chance of success. Then you add systems for efficiency, so it takes less time. And finally, you bring in guidance for personalization to create a path that's perfectly tailored for you. You can see how if you took away any one of these pillars, the whole thing would get pretty wobbly.
But just as we're getting our heads around the full framework, the document does something really interesting. It ends this section with a bit of a cliffhanger. It says, "And this is how we can do that," and points you to the very next page. It's basically telling us that these 3 pillars, they're just the foundation for something much, much bigger.
Which, leaves us with one final and I think really important question. This guide gives you the plan, the structure. But what really separates a blueprint from a finished building? The answer, of course, is action. It's the execution. It's all the work required to turn a plan on a piece of paper into a real-world result. And that right there is the ultimate takeaway.